Welcome back to Nedrock Podcast and our jolly Christmas special episode 35. And this time around we're gonna cover Silent Night from 2012, which is a loose remake of the classic Santa slasher Silent Night, Deadly Night from 1984. And Sint, aka Saint, aka Saint Nick, which is an Dutch Christmas horror flick with a ghoulish Santa. But before we get into any of those, let's check on the Jolly crew. How is everyone doing tonight? Angel?
Dead inside. Zombie!
Okay.
A bit tired, but I'm pretty good. How about you, Ogge?
I'm doing just fine.
You're not hungover?
Yeah, I am.
Ignoring that, completely fine.
Yeah. I'm a lot better now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. This morning, not so. I wasn't feeling great.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm doing pretty well, actually, for once. I'm not that tired and I'm not hurting anywhere, so that's a plus. Do we have any recently seen? I got two movies I wanna mention real quick, but does anyone else have anything?
I got one.
I
Okay.
wish.
I've rewatched The Revenant, and I love that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio.
The Revenant.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
What-
like
What's the plot of that movie? I know the title, but I don't know what it's about.
it's in like America before the Wild West, like when they were fighting a war against the Indians. You know, just when America got discovered.
Quote unquote.
Yeah, quote unquote discovered. And well, they're out doing something like far into the wilds, and well, they're like fighting the Indians, and basically what happens is that Leonardo DiCaprio he gets attacked by a bear, like a big grizzly bear, and he gets destroyed, but he survives. And then some more things happen, and what ends up happening is that he gets left behind, and he can barely move. And he's going to make his way into back to civilization, and he's gonna avenge those who left him. And there's more to it, but I'm not gonna spoil it because it's a pretty cool twist, or it's a cool moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Has anyone else
Yeah.
seen that?
Nope.
Not the movie, but I've seen memes of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the movie feels very primal. Like primal and savage is what I would describe it.
But at its core, it's a revenge flick, or
Yeah, it's a revenge flick slash thriller, action thriller sort of.
huh?
But set in the wild, wild west.
Yeah, before the Wild West.
Pre-Wild West.
Yeah, out in the wild.
Out in the non-Wild West.
Yeah,
Out in the woods.
I guess. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so that's a recommend then.
Yeah, I've seen it like 3 or 4 times, and I'm definitely gonna rewatch it.
Okay.
It's an awesome movie.
Huh.
I
Right.
think he got an Oscar for that part. That's how he finally got it.
Yeah, I remember that there were a lot of talking about that movie, and it was something about Oscars or whatever it was. I didn't care about the movie, but after hearing your description of the movie, well, you lit an interest for me at least.
Yeah. Like, before that movie, Leonardo DiCaprio was a huge meme because he had a million amazing parts and great performances, but he never got an Oscar for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he
Like
got
in,
nominated for a lot, but never got it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Finally got.
Yeah, and before he had The Wolf of Wall Street, where
Oh, that one
he-
is good.
Yeah.
It's a bit too long, I think, but
Yeah.
they should have shaved off 30, 45 minutes, because there are some filler in there,
yeah,
I think.
I think we watched
And-
the complete opposite movies and are completely different movies. Because when I sat down to watch that, I was bored out of my fucking mind. Jesus Christ, it was one of the most boring movies I've ever watched. Anyways, continue.
yeah. Anyway, he didn't get an Oscar for that movie, but Matthew McConaughey, who was in it for 5 minutes, he got an Oscar.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah.
he was in it for just 5 minutes and had a speech, and he got an Oscar. But Leonardo, who was the movie's about him, he didn't get anything.
Wow.
It's like
That is a punch in
the
the face.
people who vote for that bullshit. It's like, oh, he's in the movie. Give him the middle finger and give the Oscar to someone else, just to keep the memes going.
Yeah.
The Illuminati,
Yeah,
boys.
probably.
The Illuminati.
Okay, Angel, you have seen something.
Yeah, I realized when I had about 48 hours left to watch the movie, I said, oh, shit, I'm supposed to watch 3 movies. I'ma go watch Scream 2 instead. That was legit my thought process. So I rewatched Scream 2, fell asleep about halfway through it, woke up 10 minutes before the end, and it was still pretty fucking good.
I didn't catch which movie did you say? Scream 2?
Yeah, Scream 2.
Oh, yeah,
It's
that's
still
a
good.
one.
Uh, Even if I slept for most of it, but it's still good. Yeah. Yeah,
But
but
that's a really good sequel, to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah, it's a good sequel, and it was nice seeing a lot of the old cast coming back. Bringford. I do recommend watching it, but watch the first one first before you watch this one if you haven't. Yeah, it's like a do watch
Yeah.
recommendation. What's her face? Monica from Friends. Uh,
Courtney Cox.
Yeah, she's great, and she got caffeine plants.
She got what?
They say it in the movie. Oh, she's here. I don't remember the character's name. She got caffeine plants. Caffeine.
I think her name in the Scream movies are Gail.
Yeah, Gail
if I remember
Weathers.
correctly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Ogge and Zombie. I guess you guys have seen Scream 2 as well.
Don't think so,
Yeah.
guys.
Multiple times.
I
Uh,
don't think I have watched it, no. Or if I have, it's so far back that I don't remember it.
Yeah,
Okay.
You gotta remember that Zombie is a newbie. He's new to the horror genre.
Well, the Scream movies are pretty. What's the word?
Tame.
No. Commercial.
Yeah, but
Oh.
Zombie got piss poor scared of The Ring and he hasn't watched horror movies until like what?
It wasn't the I just want to. It wasn't The Ring. It was The Grudge. When I was like,
same shit,
what?
really.
I don't know how old I was. I was like
Oh god, I think you were like
10.
No, I think you were 8 or 9.
Yeah, I was 8, 9. First horror movie ever, The Grudge. I wasn't fine after that.
Yeah.
Well, we've all been there.
Yeah.
Not me.
No.
Not from The Grudge though, but I think everybody's been scared of a movie when they were a kid.
Yeah. Especially when they haven't really been subjected to the concept of horror movies before.
Fair. Pointing big ass fingers at Josef. I've been put for so many horror movies for the years.
Yeah.
So
I don't think I ever got as scared by a movie, you know, like having nightmares after I've seen a movie, but
Well, I didn't have nightmares. That was the problem, because I didn't sleep.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
honestly, I think the only horror movie I've ever really got scared of, and this is something my mother told me when I was a kid. I had got in, like, I had by accident watched what Josef was watching with his friend, and I got to our dad and I said, the man got an ice skate in his face or something like that.
Yeah,
And-
it was Halloween H2O 20 years later,
Yeah.
and we didn't even notice that Angel came into the room.
Yeah, I think that's the only movie I was scared of, and well, I was like, what, 3, 4? Maybe.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yes. So okay,
I remember that Dad came up. We were living in a two story house, and our dad came up and he was like, "What the hell are you showing, Angel? Blah blah blah." We were like, "Huh?"
So it's okay. I get to see, like, okay, that was probably my movie, but it was so far back that I don't remember being scared of it.
Yeah.
But then again, if you're 4 and you see someone get an ice skate to the face, start bleeding and dying, I think, yeah, you're probably scared. Otherwise, like, I don't have a movie
Yeah.
that has...
You don't even know how to count at that point.
No, exactly.
So many things will scare you.
Yeah. I mean, losing mom at the store. PTSD flashbacks.
Indeed.
So, okay, I guess that's mine. Otherwise, not really, because I've been watching horror movies all my life because of Josef.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so screwed that I am already.
Oh, I remember another movie. I don't know if you got scared, but I guess you got creeped out by it anyway. And that was George A. Romero's Day of the Dead. You know, the intro scene when I can't remember what the character's name is, but the woman goes towards the wall. And
Oh,
all
yeah,
of a
yeah,
sudden
the arms,
they are like,
the hands, yeah,
there are
God.
like hundreds of arms just ripping right through the wall.
Yeah, that was, as a kid, that was creepy. It was really creepy. But now when I watch this, like, oh wow, she's such a great actress. Not.
I think she is pretty decent.
Honestly,
Oh my
the,
god.
the intro is, well, it's on the cheesier side, of course, but overall, I think.
What
she
I mean
did
is
a
her
pretty
like
decent
reaction, like, oh, it's like, no, it's not convincing. It's nah. But that movie spiraled me into liking zombie movies.
Yeah.
Like all of George Romero's zombie movies I fucking praised them for years. And I mean, his old works is still great. But yeah.
I love his three first zombie movies: Night, Dawn, and The Day.
Yeah, those are the ones I mean.
I think Land. It has something going for it. I think it's an entertaining popcorn zombie action flick. What was the name of the fifth and sixth? Diary of the Dead and Survivor of the Dead, I think. I'm not a fan of those. I actually thought they were pretty shit, to be honest.
I believe we actually covered one of them. Yeah, Diary of the Dead. That's a George Romero.
Yeah, we have covered the second remake of Day of the Dead Bloodline.
Yeah.
It was Ogge's pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways. Okay, this episode is gonna be long enough without us firing off more. I heard a wild tagger up here.
Indeed.
Wild Tagger.
Yes.
We are finally a full crew here now because
Yeah.
Tagger decided to wake up and get on a line. How you doing, man?
I'm here. I'm awake. I think that's all I can really ask for.
I exist.
Okay. Yeah.
Precisely, zombie.
Yes.
I exist.
You just open your eyes, or
Yeah, more or less. I think I woke up like maybe half hour-ish ago. It was fucking extremely hot in my room.
yeah. Do you have any recently seen, Tagger?
Recently seen, yeah, I have the Child's Play reboot from earlier this year.
Yeah.
I won't go into details because I'm pretty sure you all still want to see it. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'll say it's based on the way like everything came out for it, like the synopsis followed by the trailer followed by the actual movie. I thought it was going to be a very shitty, half-assed version of the original Child's Play, but even with like a scenery change, character changes, and an entire like plot rework, it's definitely one of the better reboot movies I've seen come out probably this past decade.
Okay. But that's everything you've seen.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I got two movies I just gonna mention real quick here. The first one is called Vengeance, which was released on Friday the 13th in September, I believe, this year. And it's well, Vengeance is a Friday the 13th fan-made movie, and it picks up 30 years after Friday the 13th Part 6. I won't go into what the plot is more than that, but I thought it was being a fan movie. It was okay. The gore were pretty good, and the acting was pretty good as well. The biggest problem I had with the movie were the pacing of it, because they are like stacking almost all of the kills during like 10-15 minutes. They are like killing off almost, I think, around 10-15 people. And then there's a long stretch where absolutely nothing happens.
Fun times.
Yeah, so the movie got some pacing issues, but for being a fan-made movie, it's okay. And Steve Dash is in it, the guy who did the stunts as Jason in part 2. C.J. Graham is also in it, and he played Jason in part 6. And Tom McLaughlin is in it as well in a very brief cameo, and he was the director of part 6. And the music was made by Harry Manfredini, who did the music in most of the main movies from Paramount.
So a lot went into making this fan-made movie.
Well,
I guess.
come again.
So a lot went into making this fan-made movie, I guess.
Yeah. And it was dedicated to, like, I think it was like 5 people or something. Steve Dash was one of them.
That's nice.
Yeah. Like I said on the last episode, the Friday episode, he unfortunately passed away in December last year.
Yeah.
And the second movie I want to mention real quick is I think it's Spanish-French co-production. And it's called Cell 211. It's not a horror movie. But it's a really suspenseful thriller drama. It's about this guy who he's gonna start working as a prison guard, and to get to know the building and the job and his new colleagues, he goes to the prison one day before he actually gonna start working there, and something happens and he wakes up in cell 211 in the middle of a riot. So most of the movie he tries to convince the inmates that he is also an inmate, and I've seen this one a couple of times, and it's as good as it was the first time. It's really, really, really good. Has any one of you seen it?
No.
I don't think so.
I actually think Cell 211 would be a movie you would like, Ogge. I think it's right up your alley. But yeah, that's basically what I've seen, besides the movies we're going to talk about. Okay, shall we roll the trailer then?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Indeed.
Okay, so here is the trailer for Silent Night from 2012.
Got something for me?
Let me tell you about Christmas. It ain't all candy canes and pretty lights. I heard this story. This fella dressed as Santa. He said about killing them that was naughty.
Creep.
Every year, a new town.
Everyone knows that story. It's an urban legend.
It ain't.
Christmas. The #1 holiday for people going nuts.
Listen, we've got a lead on our killer from the motel. He's wearing a Santa suit and a mask.
Hiding in plain sight.
What if he was punishing them?
We're just gonna have to take this maniac down ourselves. Christmas Eve is the scariest damn night of the year.
It's Christmas time in the small town of Pryor, Wisconsin, and the Christmas spirit is at its peak. At least until an unwanted guest in form of a homicidal maniac dressed as Santa turns up and starts to punish the naughty citizens of Pryor. Can Sheriff Cooper and his deputy Aubrey stop the maniac before he has gone through his entire naughty list?
English.
Okay,
hard.
yeah, very hard. Okay, I'm gonna go with Ogge first here. What do you think about the movie?
I liked it. It's a pretty fun movie, but it's a kind of a dumb movie. It doesn't take itself too seriously. But it's pretty entertaining. Some scenes are pretty funny, especially when like the killer puts on the Santa suit. There's like a reference to Batman, like when Batman gets up.
I've never thought about that.
It was the first thing I thought of. But yeah, the effects are pretty good too, and there's pretty nice. There's some nice kills in it too. So yeah, I'll give it like a 7, I think. 7 of 10.
Okay.
What about you, Tiger? Did you like it?
Which film are we talking about?
Silent Night.
Oh. Yeah. I think I enjoyed it from what I've seen. Give it maybe a 6.5 out of 10. Kills were nice.
Wow.
What?
That
Outstanding
What?
move.
that in-depth review.
Fuck you!
Could feel the
Okay.
passion.
Okay, Angel, what did you think about Silent Night?
Boring.
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 Why?
I honestly don't have much over for Santas running around killing people. I think it was Silent Night, Deadly Night. The other one. The other one.
The original.
Yeah. That kind of killed the whole. Oh, Santa's running around killing people. Like, if I'm gonna compare it to something, I really like Black Christmas more, because of the suspense and the like, it being one of its like it's being the first of one of the first of its kind, with the babysitter being killed. I found that more entertaining, because you don't know who the killer is, you don't know what the fuck's going on really. While this one is just a psychotic dude in a Santa Claus suit running around killing people for God knows why. I can give the movie that some of the kills were really creative and really nice.
What did you think about the wood chipper scene?
That I can give it that. Like that kill gets a solid 7 out of 10. Like, that was a good kill, and something that I got curious about, like, how the fuck did they get the actress in there without hurting her? That's just, like, what I was thinking about while watching
Like,
it.
I think they didn't have the wood chip on, actually.
but that takes away the sports of it. It needs to be a challenge, zombie. It needs to be a challenge, okay? But yeah, like the wood chipper kill was good. I liked the electrocution in the beginning, like with the Christmas light. I thought that was a great idea. Other than that, it didn't really have any. Well, what's his face?
Malcolm McDowell.
No, not the no. The mayor's daughter. That she get hooked up on like this hunting ornament. That I can also like.
The antlers.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a nod to the original.
Yeah.
That happens in the original as well.
So I mean, I can give it that some of the kills are good. The story itself is boring. That her dad gets gutted. That was pretty nice, and the effects and the makeup and stuff on that was perfect, nice. It looked real. Not that I know. Okay.
From experience, wink.
But I thought it looked nice. Overall, it's just like, your basic slasher, but the guy is dressed up as Santa. I don't have a lot over for it. I like the classics, like I've repeated 111 times already. It didn't have too high of a body count, I would say. Also making it pretty bland.
I think it has a pretty high body count, but they,
It's a lot of off-screen kills.
No, what the hell is the word I'm looking for? They've spread them out over the entire movie. It's not just a build up for the first 45 minutes and then the killing starts. It's like
fair.
Killing from the beginning, and then you get a kill here and there throughout the movie.
Yeah, well, it's like I'm like Christmas in general. I'm completely over that shit, and so Christmas movies are just like, even if it's a horror movie, like why am I watching this? Unless it's a classic from the 1980s, 1970s somewhere, then I can appreciate it. But this is it gets a 4.5. The only reason why it gets a half more is because the creative kills.
Well, that's not a too shabby.
For me,
rating.
it's a shabby rating, because like my high standards are like, unless you're
Let's be
Halloween
honest,
or
Angel,
Alien
you don't have
or
high standards. You're friends with us.
Oh shit! Never mind. Excuse me. I'm gonna leave the podcast here. No. Who said? Wait, Tiger. Who said that we were friends in the first place?
Wow. You're right. We're like,
this is
lovers.
just business. Wait, what?
We call this a business.
Anyways, like for me, it's a low standard next to what I like give Halloween and Friday the 13th and whatnot. That's what I'm meaning. For you guys, it's a decent standard. For me, not so much.
Okay. Zombie, what did you think about it?
Like, yeah, it's okay. Like, it's a movie I can, like, watch again, but not, like, actively pay attention throughout the whole movie. Like, I liked many of the kills, like, just the festive spirit of it, like, strangle someone with some Christmas lights, because why not? Ho, ho, ho,
Is that
and all
festive?
Yeah! Let the Holy Spirit take you.
Okay.
And just... I don't know.
You talk from experience, I hear.
Well, let's not get into that. This is not what this podcast is about. Cough. Cough. But also the fact that it reminded me a bit of Hellfest, that I guess
Oh.
you, I, and Angel watched like earlier this year, if I'm not wrong. Like at the beginning of it.
It was last Halloween.
Ah, right. Never mind then.
Yeah.
I'm so far back, but it kind of reminded me of that in the sense of hiding in plain sight, which is you would spot him pretty early if he were like in January running around as a murderous Santa. But yeah, it's not bad, but it's not like overworthily good either. So I would put it at like a 5 as a rating. 5 Santas out of 10.
Huh.
Because
Okay.
it's good, but it's not that good in itself.
It's a decent movie.
Yeah.
It's a time waster.
Indeed.
Okay.
Then how about you?
I heard about Silent Night. I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago on another podcast, and I was pretty skeptical that it would be any good, since it is a remake of one of my favorite slasher movies, and especially since I was pretty cynical towards remakes back then. I were one of those, those idiots who claims that just because a remake is being done, it quote unquote destroys the original.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I have grown to appreciate remakes to some extent, even though the originals most of the time are better. And yeah, there are really bad remakes out there. For example, It's Alive remake from 2009, which is god awful. But there are also remakes that I truly enjoy, and Silent Night is one of them. I like the fact that they pretty much has gone their own way with this remake, instead of just copying the original and set the movie in modern times. I also like the small nods they do to the original. For example, with the catatonic grandfather and like Angel mentioned earlier, the girl who gets speared on the antlers. But also that they've included a small nod to the first sequel. In the scene when Giles, one of the cops, takes out the trash and he says, "What is this? Garbage Day?" That's a nod to Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. That's a pretty well-known scene as well from that movie. I think the movie is well acted, and the death scenes are, fucking brutal. Especially the wood chipper scene, like we already mentioned.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, my favorite death scene in the entire movie. I mean,
Yeah.
how could it not be?
Yeah, it felt like the moment you saw the wood chipper in just at all, you were like, oh no, now
Yeah.
this is gonna happen.
Yeah, you like
Because
you knew it.
they weren't included for nothing. But
Yeah.
the thing that irked me off about it was the fact that they went foot first. I would have gone head first because nah, fam, kill me fast about that shit.
Yeah, but the thing is like suffering. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the part I don't like. I would be like, fam, please, if you're gonna put me in, head first. I don't do that shit.
Anyway,
I'll
I
dive.
also huh?
I'll dive in if I have to.
Dive head first on your own.
Yeah, just catch me if you can.
Why would you
Mother-
dive head first into a wood chipper?
Well, if the murderer is gonna put me foot
by your
first,
own free will. I mean,
if I can't outrun him and he's gonna put me in there anyways, I might as well put him out of his misery and do it for him instead.
okay.
Because I'm not giving
Anyway,
him that satisfaction.
with that bombshell,
Yeah.
I also like the performance of Malcolm McDowell. I don't know if you guys have seen him in anything else besides this.
I don't recognize him.
He has a really long career behind him. He started acting in the 60s, so. And I actually think he's doing a pretty good job as the chief of police, especially since the character is such a dick.
Yeah.
And I also think that Jamie King is doing a pretty good job as the leading lady of the movie, even though I think I prefer her in the 2009 remake of My Bloody Valentine. The only downside with the movie, in my opinion, it's not really a big one either. Is that the killer's identity is a bit of a cheat. It's sort of like in the first Friday the 13th. I mean, the movie is a whodunit, but the killer's identity isn't revealed until the last 2 minutes of the movie, and from what I remember, at least, you never get to see him without the mask until the end.
No, you
Yeah.
don't get to see him without the mask until then.
Yeah, but I think that's the only downside with the movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's usually more satisfying having seen the character like earlier anywhere.
Yeah, a background character, you know.
Yeah. As you would be like, oh, and then
Yeah.
you like rewatch the movie to see where the character is more because you didn't notice them. Like,
Exactly. But yeah, I think Silent Night is a solid, nowadays, semi-modern slasher flick and remake. And I usually watch this each Christmas season together with Silent Night, Deadly Night, which I have lined up before Christmas Eve this year. And my rating will be 9 out of 10.
that's a really good rating.
Yeah. What else is there to say about Silent Night?
Scenes, I guess, that we liked, other than the wood chipper. Or I don't know.
I think the introduction, or rather the prologue of the movie is pretty nice. When he's, shaving his face and he's cutting up the mask and then he fucking electrocutes that cop
Yeah.
until his eyes explodes.
Yeah, it's a good like execution and good way to like introduce the murderer, I guess, or killer, whatever.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, it's nice to have like those segments where they like either suit up or something like that.
I think I like the prologue because it shows that the killer means business,
Yeah.
He isn't messing around here. And I think they mention it somewhere in the movie that he is 2 meters tall as well. So
He's like 6
he's-
feet something.
Yeah, I don't know the measurements in
Like
feet.
6'4" is like 190, I think.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Tallness in people.
Yeah.
Like the person was like over 6 feet,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, then you're over
That's
190.
yeah, like 190 is like 6'4".
6'3" is about 195. 394-ish.
Yeah. Either way, he is basically 2 meters.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, my point is that he's a hulking and imposing killer.
Yeah. Although, other than like the footprints and all the people like mentioning how big he is, I didn't really get the like feeling that he was that big. It may have been me missing it a lot, but I just didn't get the feeling that he was big other than people mentioning it. Like they didn't really use his tallness.
What do you guys think about the scene when he kills off that bratty girl?
Yeah, the little snotty. Ugh.
Like
My first thought was, that child needs a fucking ass whooping. and then he's like seeing her being killed. He's like, yes. Zombie, anyways.
yeah, I was just about to say, my first thought that child is a major dick, but still, that's a bit far, man. Like an ass whooping, sure, but my man.
Well, she had been naughty,
I
Yeah.
mean,
just like Tiger.
fuck you. But okay. First off, me and her are naughty in 2 different ways. She's a straight up bitch. I'm just.
I mean, you guys,
I'm
just
just
get a room already.
I'm trying, but he doesn't want to pay his half.
Hey,
So you're gonna pay your half?
no,
Figures.
I won't even go into the same room as you, Tiger.
Rude?
Yeah,
A little bit.
I'll be honest.
Perhaps?
I really enjoyed the killing of that little girl. She 100% deserved it. Like, if you're gonna be a bitch, die. Just die like a bitch. Or I guess it's better to say die doing what you love, being a bitch.
Uh,
The other kill that I really liked from this movie was the photographer getting the scythe up the crotch.
yeah,
don't-
that's an ouch scene.
I don't remember too
Cutscenes.
much of his character, of like what he was doing prior. I know he was taking photos, but I don't know like what his personality was like. But the fact that
Well,
like,
he's on screen for like 2 minutes, so he doesn't really have
Okay.
a personality.
but the fact that he was like able to survive long enough and and do something other than just like scream, really like helped him out a lot. Like,
Yeah, he shot or he at least tried to shoot the killer.
right.
Took some balls.
Ha.
He lost them.
Yeah.
I am so funny. Ahaha.
You're fucking hilarious, man. You should do stand up.
Ogge, what are your thoughts on the death scenes?
I like that of course that wood chipper scene, but also not the girl that he put up on Antos, but her boyfriend. Like he
Oh
shot.
yeah,
He splits his skull with an axe.
yeah, with one,
One swing.
Yeah.
one swing.
And that was brutal.
Yeah, he took a lot of preparation to do it too.
Yeah.
He was prepared.
Yeah. Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah. I also like the scenes where he like meets people that are quote unquote innocent in like his eyes, like the old woman and the little girl, and he's like, "Here you go, have something. It's Christmas," because it really shows like how his morals work and just sets his character more on what he would
Oh,
and
yeah.
would not kill.
Yeah, the scene where he what is? Oh yeah, the candy bar. No, not bar.
Candy
Candy
cane.
cane.
Yeah, candy cane. He gives the candy cane to the girl. That's sort of a nod to the original as well.
Nice.
But in the original, he gives her something else than a candy cane.
Hmm.
Ew.
Dick.
Dick.
I don't remember.
No,
the
no,
film.
no, 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 no.
Yeah, but I like how that scene ends. It's like, Peseta, you forgot the cookie.
Yeah. Like, pure soul, bless you.
Like here we are, the viewers is like, we know that she's talking to an actual serial killer. She only cares about the cookies.
But she is so still genuinely nice to said killer, like, have some cookies before you leave. You just murdered my sister, but still. Have some cookies, please. I made them personally for you.
Pretty much, yeah.
But yeah, it's nice to see when killers have like things they wouldn't kill to more set in stone, like that they kill for a reason rather than mindless. Mindless is not bad. It's just nice to see when they actually do have like a mindset of like
I guess the killer's psychosis is that this is a big spoiler. If you're listening to this and haven't seen the movie, why are you listening? I guess his psychosis is based on the fact that he saw his father get
Yeah.
shot by the cop, which turns out to be the father of what was her face again? Jamie King's character, Aubrey or whatever her name
yeah,
was.
Aubrey Adler or something or other.
Yeah.
Main girl.
Whatever her face is.
Do you guys have any other thoughts about the movie, or should we go into some background?
Nope.
I don't have any background for this movie.
I got a couple of snippets here. Like we already mentioned, it's a loose remake of 1984 Silent Night, Deadly Night. But it's also inspired by the Covina massacre, which occurred in Los Angeles in 2008. It was distributed by Anchor Bay. The film was released in theaters for a limited run in select US cities on November the 30, 2012, showing in 11 theaters. It grossed $14,567 in the US. Internationally, the film grossed $100,065, making for a worldwide gross of $114,633. It was released on DVD and Blu-ray on December 4th. Director Stephen C. Miller went on to direct the 2016 Bruce Willis action thriller Marauders and the 2018 direct-to-video sequel to the Stallone Schwarzenegger action movie Escape Plan 2 Hades. The film's Wisconsin setting is a reference to the protests of the original film, which were centered in Milwaukee. This was the third remake of an 1980s horror film in which Jamie King starred. She previously starred in My Bloody Valentine from 2009, like I said earlier, and Mother's Day from 2010. And it was the second horror remake Malcolm McDowell starred in, after Rob Zombie's Halloween from 2007. It could be the third remake, if you think about it. If you count Rob Zombie's follow-up to his remake Halloween 2 from 2009.
We don't talk about Rob Zombie movies here.
No, but I just wanted to mention it.
I still don't understand why you hate the Rob Zombie, what is it, Jason movie? Or,
Jason,
sorry, not
Halloween.
Jason.
Michael Myers,
Yeah, the Michael Myers Rob Zombie movie.
Halloween,
Yeah.
because they're shit.
It's
I
not
mean,
shit, though.
I don't hate it because it's shit. I hate it because or I would say like this: if they would have made a movie under a different title, not making it a Halloween ripoff, it would be better. Because I like the idea and the concept of it, just not forcing it to be Halloween.
Which movies did he make that was for Halloween? Have I seen them?
No, you have not.
Okay, then I am neutral to this person.
Not going into the Rob Zombie's Halloween movies, but my biggest gripe with them is that he in the first movie he gives Michael Myers a reason to become a serial killer. In the original, he's just you don't know why Michael is doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's like
He-
Dr. Loomis
well, and
says it's just
And that's what makes him scary, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You don't know what's behind that mask.
Yeah, it's like
He
Loomis
just
says it's just pure evil in his eyes. And like we don't know why he's evil or why he's doing whatever he's doing.
They try to explain the origins of why he is evil in later sequels in the main series, but that we're not talking about those. Anyway, Rick Skeen, the guy who played the killer, has a pretty long career as a stuntman, and he did the stunts in the 2007 movie The Lookout, in which Courtney Jane White, the girl who played Tiffany, who gets speared on the antlers, had a small part in. And the final thing I got is that the movie has 41 executive, associate, line, and co-producers, which might be a record, I think.
How many did you say?
41.
Oh god.
I was actually a bit surprised when I saw it.
Yeah, and I felt like ABCs of Death had a lot of people on it.
No, those were directors. These are just producers.
Yeah, same shit.
The people who puts in the money.
Yeah, like I said,
You
same
can
shit.
never have too many producers, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know why there are so many producers. Anyway, should we continue on to Sint, aka Saint?
I
Perhaps.
think we should.
If there's nothing else to touch on for Silent Night.
Don't think so.
Okay.
Nah, we'll be scraping by at this point.
Yeah, it feels like that.
Alright.
Okay, so here is the English language trailer for Sint, aka Saint.
I'll see you tomorrow then. Well, if you're still around by then. Bye.
What did she mean by if you're still around?
It's a full moon tonight. It happens only once every 32 years that there's a full moon on December 5th. Well, according to the legend, St. Nicholas comes to get you when there's a full moon on December 5th. Careful who you open your door for tonight. It might be the evil St. Nicholas.
Hey!
Oh, you really scared me.
Are your parents home?
Why?
So you can give me a present.
Yeah. I'm scared.
Timmy, St. Nicholas doesn't exist. I've told you 100 times.
We have to take action as a police force. We're here to protect the people.
Prohibition of all St. Nicholas activities.
Everyone thinks it's his birthday, but he died on the 5th of December. He was murdered, horribly murdered, and now he's back for revenge.
St. Nicholas Eve is nice, but you always get junk you don't really need.
We're all gonna die!
Sinterklaas kapoentje. Gooi wat in mijn schoentje. Gooi wat in mijn laarsje. Sinterklaasje.
I had a different St. Nicholas Eve in mind.
December 5th will never be the same. Saint Nicholas is not the good-hearted friend of children that you all grew up to believe. In reality, he's a cruel, bloodthirsty bishop who, whenever there's a full moon on December 5th, will try to slaughter as many children as possible. St. Nicholas, bishop fallen from grace, travels in the Middle Ages with his gang of robbers and thieves through the countryside, raping, plundering, and killing. After the villagers take the law into their own hands and murder Nicholas and his crew, they set his ship on fire, and he vows revenge. Now, every full moon on December 5th, the date of which he died, something that on average takes place 36 years, St. Nicholas and his helpers will rise from the dead and take revenge in a horrible way. So, with the synopsis out of the way, I would like to hear thoughts from Zombie.
It was a pretty okay movie. I like the concept of taking Saint Nicholas and making him bloodthirsty, because why not? It had pretty solid characters, a few of them that were like main characters, I would say. And although the CGI was not the best there was, it was also didn't suck ass, and it pretty good kills, or a good amount of it at the very least. I personally though thought the movie was more funny than it was scary, because it had a pretty funny moments in it that, yeah, I lost my train of thought there. Great. So it's definitely not a bad movie, but at the very same time, it's something I could watch again, like in the background or just to pass time, but I don't think I would actively sit down and watch it if not with a friend. So yeah, I would give it like I lost what I rated it, like a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
So yeah.
It's a decent rating.
Yeah. How about Joseph?
I actually don't have that much to say about this one, to be honest. I thought it was an okay Christmas horror movie overall. It's action-packed, gory as hell, and it made me chuckle a couple of times. The characters were entertaining, and the practical effects looked really good. But I think they've used too much obvious and cheap CGI, like you said. I understand that some of the scenes in the movie had to have CGI in them, of course. But I thought they used so much CGI at times in the movie that it sort of looked like cutscenes from some budget video game from 10 years ago. But yeah, like I said, I thought the movie was overall okay. It's a decent time waster, as long as you don't expect a high budget Hollywood-esque horror movie, basically. I will rate it 6 out of 10, like you, Zombie. What did you think about it? Okay.
The CGI kind of ruined it a bit for me, to be honest. And I think it was a bit too over the top. At parts, it's pretty entertaining, though. So I would give it like a 4. Like some of the more action-packed scenes are like pretty entertaining, especially towards the end when things ramp up. But overall, it was a bit too corny and too it was a bit too
cheesy.
Yeah, too cheesy for me. So I would give it like I give it a 4. I liked Silent Nights better. What about you, Angel?
I thought it was boring. I like the idea that it's not from Hollywood, it's not a big brand name. I like that it's Dutch.
Klutzack.
Besides that, I don't know. It was just boring and plain. I liked how Saint Nicholas looked. I liked how the horse looked with the makeup and everything. No, I don't remember any characters. They were so bland and boring. Just no. In this case, picking and choosing between these two, I would say that Silent Night was better. I would give Sint a 2 out of 10. St. Nicolaus's only because they had a horse that was riding on roofs.
Yeah, the moment I saw the horse, I started thinking about you. Because you have a weak spot for animals in horror movies.
Suck my dick, I don't.
That was the best actor in the movie as well, right?
Duh. Because it didn't say shit, and it was just there being pretty. What about you, Tiger?
Surprisingly, I would actually have to agree with you guys. I looked at when I was looking through the trailer and reading the synopsis for it, it seemed like it could have been a decent horror movie, but I think it's just so terrible.
For the listeners, Tiger suggested the movie, and I suggested Silent Night.
Yeah, when I was scrolling through a list of Christmas horror movies to pick, this one caught my eye, and I thought it could be a decent slasher Christmas horror movie. But honestly, I do agree with you guys. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't all that great either. Rating wise, I would give it 3, maybe a 4 out of 10. Like Angel said, the characters are not memorable. But the makeup, obviously for Nick and his white horse, was spectacularly done. I think that's where they blew all the budget, to be fair, and why the CGI was crap.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of him coming back every, I guess 36 years on December 5th or whatever, to take.
That's a thing that confused me. They said that he comes back around every 36 years, but the part with what was his name, Wirt?
Mm-hmm. The
Well,
police.
yeah.
yeah. Uh, the first part with him took place in 1968, and the movie and the main story takes place in 2010. Isn't that like?
Yeah, that's like maybe 3 years shy of 36 years.
Isn't that like 42 years? Where I'm like that bad at
Oh yeah.
math.
Well, let's find out.
Yeah. You said 1968?
Yeah.
It's 44 years.
40. Huh?
It's 44 years between 1968 and
No, that would put it at like
2012.
2012.
I am an idiot.
No, you are an intellectual.
Wait.
No, you are.
It's 42
no, yeah,
years.
yeah, you are right. It's like maybe 44 years, something like that. Because it should take place in like maybe 2004 or something around there, before the next turn of the decade. So I don't know how they fucked that up, but you know.
Or simply it's like around 36 years usually, but sometimes it may vary by a few years.
Yeah, it could be that as well, but it was just a thing that I started to scratch my head because of.
I thought it was every 32 years, but I was wrong on that account as well. So.
But the thing that I guess the thing that really caught my eye was the idea of him coming back to kill the children and not the adults, which I thought would have made for like a more interesting story of like trying to have children fight off Santa Claus or whatever towards the end of the movie.
Yeah, but at the same time, the movie doesn't have the balls to show any violence towards kids. It only shows violence towards
the adults. Yeah.
The kids who gets killed are off screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that or they are kidnapped, most likely, to the boat or ship, rather.
Yeah, but the thing is, killing and hurting children in general is a big no-no for most movie companies. So.
Yeah, that's true. But you know, I mean, the thing Tiger pointed out with the whole concept of them coming back from the grave to murder as many children they can, you know.
Yeah.
So,
like
but
the only kids they are actively like quote unquote actively shown killing is like the one like from 1968, which were like Gowert's or Gogert's brothers and sisters.
Yeah, but fuck
or
them.
Sister.
Okay.
Because they were like the only ones that were like, even if it was like dragged up or like behind the sofa and such, they were the only ones.
Yeah, well, it was still off screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever. It was just something I
Details.
realized.
Overall, I just kind of expected it to be like a child versus adult type of movie for the overall plot, just like children trying to stop Santa Claus while the adults like do nothing.
I actually think that would have been more interesting than what the movie is.
Yeah.
It does actively sound like a more interesting plotline, and it did like give the illusion of that for a while, until he went on that active killing spree everywhere.
But overall, like I said, I'd give it fucking 3, maybe a 2. If I give it a 2, it's because it lied to me. If I give it a 3, it's because the makeup for Nick and his horse were pretty awesome. Everything else just like
a good day.
What?
So 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5 is about right. What was that, Josef, about a good day?
And because you have a good day.
A good day for what?
Like you're feeling
Oh,
generous.
just a good day. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
You give it a higher rating because you had a good day today and you feel generous.
no.
Exactly.
I would not say this was a good day.
Tiger's a gentleman.
Fuck that. I've been a gentleman for like maybe 24, 25 years. It's time to take off the fucking fedora and be an asshole.
Just a full-on 24 streak of being an asshole and then go back. And begin the cycle anew.
Maybe. But for right
Used
now,
to be
being an
plenty.
asshole is working out, so I'm gonna stick with it.
No. Tiger's too nice for that.
I can be passive aggressive. Fuck you.
No, that's not being passive aggressive. That's being straight up aggressive.
Well, she isn't wrong.
Just leave passive-aggressive notes in chat. Well, I see we're all here on time, aren't we?
Was there any notes or scenes or backgrounds that you guys wanted to discuss?
I'm actually a bit hard-pressed to actually remember any scenes from this movie.
Yeah, I really struggle with just keeping my focus on this movie. I barely
really liked
remember
his
anything.
cane.
The only scenes I remember is the ending when Gort dies and the boat explodes. And yeah. Just at the ending, like there were like 2 or 3 minutes left of the running time. When he has that dream sequence, I almost shat my pants because of that jump scare. I did not see that coming.
Pussy. Just saying.
I think the one scene I remember like vividly is when Saint Nick and his horse both fall through the roof of like an apartment, and they have like those two dudes like, I thought we weren't gonna celebrate Saint Nick this year. And just continue falling through the floor. That was a golden moment for me.
Yeah, it was.
By the way, how the fuck did the horse end up on the car? If he...
Yeah, that also mystified me. Like, I guess Saint Nick just picked him up and threw him through like a wall. And I don't know.
Yeah, well, there's no explanation about the
power of his horse.
What the heck?
That just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a thing.
I also liked his cane and how he uses it. Either to pick like the main guy up or just spin it around to behead people.
Yeah, well, Frank can
Be
go
creative when you have a cane like that.
Like, oh yeah, as long as we return it with no scratches. Oh well, I believe they break 2 windows on the car. I think his dad got very pissed, but I didn't.
Oh, you mean that scene?
Yeah, it's like smack.
I had to think for a second which scene you meant. Yeah, this is a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So much to talk about. So much to discuss.
Yeah. Guys, why can't you just shut up so I can speak about it? Come on.
It's my turn.
But yeah, it feels like we're pretty done with this one. There aren't that much to say about it, really.
No.
Yeah.
It's an okay low-budget B movie, at least in my opinion. It's nothing I will probably rewatch anytime soon, but I didn't suffer while I was watching it, at least.
Well, that's good.
Well, it's something.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend watching it because it was pretty bland, and I mean, you don't really remember anything about the characters besides that one is a dick, one is a hoe, one is an old man that dies, and then it's Saint Nick. And a pretty horse.
The most memorable things with the entire movie gotta be the practical effects, because they looked pretty damn good, actually. But yeah, should we go into background? I sent you some background, Tiger.
Here it is. The director, Dick Maas, remade his own movie, D-Left, which is from 1983. And 2001 is Down. Both of the movies are about killer elevators. He also wrote and directed the 88 slasher Amsterdam. Sint also means Saint, which is the worldwide English title for the movie. But the DVD title in the States was Saint Nick, while the English translated title was Nightmare of Santa Claus.
In Japan.
Yeah, I thought I said Japan, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Upon the release of the movie poster, the movie poster proved to be very controversial. Various organizations of concerned parents tried to boycott the poster, which features an image of a zombie St. Nicholas, as opposed to the friendly St. Nicholas the people in the Netherlands are used to. Dutch director Johan Niehenhuis became the spokesperson for the movement that tried to boycott the poster, and he even went to court claiming the poster would damage the festive season and cause trauma with young children, which in hindsight seems to have been part of a publicity campaign. Let's see. On January 4th, 2011, the movie poster was awarded the TV Krant Film Poster Award of 2010, the annual Dutch award for Best Cinema Poster of the Year, voted by a Dutch audience. It may be confusing to viewers outside of the Netherlands, but St. Nicholas Eve, December 5th, is the major gifting holiday instead of Christmas or Christmas Eve. December 6th is the St. Nicholas name day, and some families wait until the morning of 6th to exchange gifts, much like how most English-speaking countries, or most people who know Christmas the American way, does it on Christmas Eve and Christmas morning. I think that's about it. Like, aside from this little cameo, Remco van de Kant, the man on TV that presents the weather, is actually the movie's production manager. And that's it for background.
Okay. Well, I guess that's it. Do you guys have any final thoughts about these two movies before we wrap everything up?
Nope.
Not really.
No.
No.
Okay, I take that as a no then. Alright, what will be the next pick? It's the New Year's episode, right?
Yep.
Yes.
No. There's no more New Year's. We go straight into Valentine's Day.
Fuck every other holiday in general.
Well, the next pick will be 1980s Terror Train. Because it takes place on New Year's, so it fits. And we are playing out with Psychostick Zombie Claws, which is a parody of Rob Zombie's Dracula.
Nice.
And I guess with that, we will see you all in the new year.
Yeah.
Hopefully you all present your tickets before boarding the terror train. We do not allow children. We do not allow pets. And
beware of the killer.
Yeah. Also beware of Josef snores. He snores loudly.
Hey!
Facts!
No.
I have first-hand experience. I know this.
Well, you snore like... I don't know what to compare it to, but it gives me a stroke each time I hear it.
Jesus Christ. Is this true, Angel? Do you give people strokes just off your snoring?
No.
Yes.
Well, I'm not dead yet. Or wait, I am. Fuck.
I mean, strokes don't necessarily kill you, zombie. They just they might paralyze you a little.
They make you special.
Yeah.
Special kind of special. Okay, so say goodbye to the good folks and wish them a Merry Christmas.
Or you're about to say goodbye to the gold diggers.
To the gold.
Well, you can say goodbye to them as well if you want to.
I mean, fuck them. They want my money.
All right.
Goodbye, good people.
Thanks for listening, and Merry Christmas, and to all a good night. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Later. If you don't celebrate Christmas, happy holidays.
Indeed.
Goodbye, good people. Merry Christmas.
Charlie